Baptist Church here, and my family moved here in 1984, and I played football in Rudyard, and Pastor was my football coach and my pastor, and then we went away. Jenny and I got married. We were actually the first couple to be married in this building when it was brand new, and so it's a privilege to be there, and that's nice, isn't it? And so, anyways, but as he said, I'm a pastor in Lodgegrass, Montana, and I know a little bit about small places and out-of-the-way places and all of that. And it's been the burden of our heart as a family. My family's, I guess we could almost say, originally from Breckenridge. As we were there several weeks ago holding a week of meetings, and somebody said, well, how long have the Dawsons been in Breckenridge? And I said, well, only since the 1800s. And you go through that town, and there's just a lot of history there. But it's been the burden of our heart for a number of years to plant a good, fundamental independent Baptist church there in Breckenridge. There is an old Baptist building there. It's a museum now. And so there just really, honestly, there hasn't been a gospel witness in Breckenridge for years. And it's been a burden. And my mom was sick for a couple years. And during that time, my family started having Bible studies there in my dad's house. And out of that has grown Bible Baptist Church in Breckenridge, Michigan. And we traveled back in February, just before COVID broke out. And we were able to find a building. I was able to connect with several men who were willing to come in and help out and preach and try to get that going. And they've been doing a really good job, except for right after we were there, COVID broke out, right? And then so we were down for several months, and then June 1st, I think basically, or the first Sunday in June, we were able to get going again and start holding meetings and everything. Dane and I, my son Dane, is with me. He was with me then. We came back and had a week of meetings to kind of kick things off. Opening Sunday, we had 50 people in attendance there in Breckenridge, and it's just amazing to see what God is doing. It's amazing to be where God is working, isn't it? And I mean, that is the thrill of my life, is to see God working in our midst and using me or my church or whatever. Matthew 16:18 says, "And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock." I believe that Jesus said, "Thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it." God is building his church in Breckenridge, Michigan, in the midst of a worldwide pandemic and an oppressive quarantine and a communistic governor in Michigan. And during all of that, God and Pastor Rader condones everything that I'm saying here. And if you have a problem with it, his number is, no, I'm just kidding. But during all of that, God is starting a new church. A new church is birthed in Breckenridge, Michigan. Right now, our need is a pastor. Okay, so all you assistant pastors, when your pastor's away, you come see me. And no, I'm teasing. We're not looking for any man. Okay, we're looking for God's man. Amen. God has someone, somewhere, that he's going to bring to Breckenridge, Michigan. He's going to pastor that church. And I flew out here, Dana and I flew out here last night, and we desire to just put the word out and inform everybody about what God is doing in Breckenridge, Michigan. And if you'd like more information about that, you see me, and I'd love to talk to you about it. So, Pastor.
Thank you, Devin. Okay, we're going to break up into groups. Let me just give you, we've got a general session after this session. We're going to hear about the new works in Dearborn. We're going to hear about a work in Bolivia. We're going to sandwich in a few special numbers. 5 o'clock, we're going to have the supper that'll knock your socks off. I mean, it's real, it's turkey, real roasted turkey, not processed, real mashed potatoes. I saw them peeling them this morning. 100 homemade pies. We're going to have a wonderful time in the Heritage Center. In the meantime, I don't want any of you men to enter that building out there, all right? So you guys that are going to the session down here in the Connector building, don't you go to the gymnasium. All right, you got 5 minutes to get there. You might want to use a restroom on the way. There are bathrooms in the gymnasium as well. And we're going to start in 5 minutes.